Louise Taylor was born in 1926 in rural Lamar County, Alabama. She was the second of three children. She would spend her adolescence obsessed with all that was happening in the world and reading everything she could get her hands on. After graduating from Kennedy High School, she attended Mississippi State College for Women and received her teaching degree in English and literature. She would take her first job at the Sunnyside School in South Lamar County. In 1966, while attending a regional teachers conference in Atlanta, she befriended a number of Atlantans, in particular Mel Mann. She and Mel hit it off instantly, complete opposites. Louise would visit several times over the next 2 years before being convinced to follow her heart to Mel's apartment on Ponce de Leon Place. The fact that Mel was so involved in civil rights, the Vietnam War, and other social issues was very intriguing to Louise. It seemed they had both found exactly what they had been searching for. Then 6 months after Louise's arrival, Mel was struck by a car while crossing Ponce de Leon Avenue, near the Claremont Hotel, and died. A tragedy that touched so many, but none more than Louise. She became reclusive and completely withdrawn. The life had been sucked out of her, said her best friend, Clara McClendon. Several months later, there were reports that Louise had been seen at the Highland Avenue Library and later seen dragging building supplies, old sheets of tin, old timbers, and such down to the railroad tracks and hiding them in the weeds. No one knew what she was doing, just happy that she was out and about. Then after about a month, people noticed this funnel-shaped tin cone about 20 feet high had been erected by Louise. Soon it was discovered that it was a listening device, Louise's desperate attempt to hear from Mel. She would sit out there every evening at dusk and often through the night. She was convinced that if she could just train her ears to hear through all the city sounds, that she would be able to hear from her departed loved one. Winter would come and she decided to take some time off, but said she would be back out there the first warm day. In the next 4 weeks, Louise would be taken to Georgia Baptist Hospital on Boulevard twice. Seemed her system was slowly shutting down. The doctors did all they could do, but thought that maybe she was just grieving herself to death. Louise would die 3 weeks later in their apartment on Ponce de Leon Place. A memorial service was held in Piedmont Park, a place she and Mel had gone often to picnic and swim. Her ashes were then thrown into the cold wind, as Mel's had a year before, on the banks of Lake Claramere. Over the time, the listening device, once a symbol of great sadness and loss, came to represent hope and their undying love. To learn more about Louise Taylor and her listening device and to follow my ongoing investigation into this love story, visit www.awhisperfromtheheavens.blogspot.com. I am Terry S. Hardy, and thank you for visiting the Louise Taylor Listening Device.